Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Annie. I am Annie. So in this video we are going to be focusing on releasing the hamstrings. So if you've had really tight hamstrings, maybe you're a runner, something like that, this will be a really good practice for you. So go ahead and grab something comfy and we'll get started. So we're going to start off in a downward dog. So find your way there, plant the hands down, curl those toes under, and then press back, lifting the hips up. And then from here, we're gonna mobilize this downward dog. So we're gonna start to bend through one knee and then bend through the other. I'm gonna take a couple breaths here. And I want you to start to focus on that breath. Deep inhalation, followed by slow exhalations. And just really allow yourself to ground down here and start to connect with your body. Bending one knee deeply, then the other. And even though we're focusing on the hamstrings in this video, check in with your neck and your back in this. So the crown of the head's heavy, you're looking up at that navel, and you're actively pressing your hands away from the mat. Start to feel that stretch in the entire back body. We'll take 5 more breaths here. And again, maybe nod the head yes and no to release some tension. Maybe wag that tail from left to right. Just check in with yourself here. See what body you brought onto the mat today. Couple more breaths. Still pedaling out through those feet. Really starting to warm up the legs here. 2 more slow breaths. Releasing on every exhalation. Okay, so from here, we're gonna bring that right leg. You can lift it up to start, just to kind of open up, really press that left heel down. Hold here for a second, really feel that intense stretch here in the left side leg. And then we're gonna sweep that right leg through, planting it down, and maybe you need to use that hand to kind of coax it forward. We're gonna drop down to that left knee and extend out through that right leg. So we're finding that half split. Relax through the shoulders and the hands here, and you're really letting your body just drape over that leg. We'll take a couple breaths, just nice and slow, and maybe shifting forward and back just to kind of get into those hamstrings a little bit deeper. See where the tension's at in the body. So a lot of times we'll relax one area and then all of a sudden we're tensing up in another. So see how much you can relax into the pose, relax the head down. Nice little yoga for the hamstrings. Always working with the breath. Shift forward a little bit and then pressing back. We'll do 3 more breaths here. And just send your awareness to that hamstring, to that tight space. So the hamstrings are actually one of the tightest muscles in our body. So really being aware, of your body and being aware of your breath to send that awareness there. Shifting forward one last time. And then exhale to press back. Nice. Couple breaths here. Nothing too intense, just nice and gentle. All right. Shifting over to that other side, we're going to shift forward, curl your left toes under, and then planting the hands down, we're going to lift back up into that tripod. And maybe give that leg a little shake. Shake out that energy and then bring it back down. Moving to the other side, inhale, that left leg reaches up. Actively press that right heel down into the mat. So a lot of times all of a sudden our heel will be lifted like this, right? So can you press that right heel down? Find your breath. And then when you're ready, bring that left leg through, planting it down. Drop down to that right knee and start to lengthen out through that left leg. You might need to kind of scooch that left leg forward depending on your body. Each side is different. We always have one side that's tighter than the other. Take a couple breaths. Relax that head. And you're flexing through that left foot, okay? You're gonna feel how tight that gets when you flex it. So it's different if you're like pointing that left toe. So flexing through that foot, relax down. Use the breath. And if stillness is calling to you, that works too. You can hang out there. Or if you want to start to shift onto that left leg, just a little extra mobility here. Diving deeper into that hamstring every time. Relax the crown of the head down. Breathing deeply into that back body. Shifting it forward and back. Nice heavy crown. We'll do a couple more of those. Shift it forward and back. One more, shifting it forward, nice and slow. Breathe into those tight hams and back. Relaxing the crown of the head down. Beautiful, guys. Swivel that left leg around. You're gonna curl those right toes under, and then just like on the other side, lift and lengthen through that left leg once more. Shake out that energy, let it go. And bring that left leg back down to the ground. So from here, we're gonna lift that right leg up, and then we're gonna sweep that right leg through. And from here, we're gonna shift to a wide leg stance. So point your toes towards your camera. And from here, find that long spine, that flat back. And we're gonna exhale and fold in. And maybe you're taking those peace fingers and grabbing that big toe to kind of add a little bit of assistance, a little more pulling here, right, to get into those hamstrings. We'll take a couple breaths, nice and slow. And you're kind of shifting onto that big toe, pulling the body down. You're gonna feel that all along the back body. 3 more slow breaths. Nice long spine. Maybe finding a little bit of sway from left to right. That feels really good. Okay, guys, from here, undo that bind. We're gonna take the hands and start to walk out to that right side. You're gonna flex that left foot up, okay? Navel's coming into the spine, nice strong core. And you can leave it here, leaving the hands down, or if you want to practice that balance, start to lift the hands up into that Anjali Mudra. A couple breaths. Flexing through that left foot, really pulling it back. You're going to feel this all along that left side leg. If this does hurt your knees for whatever reason, you can always grab something to sit on here, so taking that tension from the knees. That's definitely not something that we want to create issues with, right? Ooh, find your balance. Okay, breaths. Okay, move to the other side. So planting the hands down and just slowly walking over. Bend through that left knee, flex that right foot. And really just start out here. Feel that stretch here. Because again, when we kind of change this posture, if the balancing portion is creating more tension, you know, that's not what we want. We want to release that tension. So when you're ready, bring the hands up to that heart center. Nice long spine. It's okay if it wobbles. It's all good. Find your breath. Feel that stretch on the inner thigh here. That right foot is very flexed. Very active pose. Couple more breaths. Okay, bringing the hands back down. Nice and slow, we're going to shift out of this. And we're actually going to shift onto into a seated position. So shift out of this, maybe lengthen through the legs. Maybe give the legs a little shake. Finding that wide leg stance for a moment. And then, nice and slow, we're going to shift into a seated position. So however you want to get there. And for this one, you might want a pillow to put under the booty, depending on your hamstrings, right? So we're going to move into a forward fold. And so from here, again, the knees can be bent. Take those peace fingers, wrap it around the big toe, and we're going to start to pull the chest forward. Okay, start here. Nice slow breath. All right. And then from those bent knees, slowly start to inch the heels away from the body, straightening through the legs, stopping at whatever point it becomes too intense, okay? And for this one, we're focusing on the hamstrings right now. So it's okay if you kind of have more of a curve in that spine, you know, finding more of that flexion in the spine, because we're just focusing on stretching out those hamstrings. But feel yourself firmly planted into the mat. Nice strong sits bones. And then you're just gently pulling the feet towards you. You can start to fold the body over the legs if you like, or you can leave it more lifted. Okay. We'll take a couple more breaths, nice and slow. No stress, it's all good. Relax through the shoulders. Find where there's tension. Maybe relax the crown of the head down. 2 more slow breaths here. Flexing through those feet, pulling the toes back. It's a really active posture, all right? Okay, 1 more deep breath. And let it go. Okay, slowly unwind from that. And the last posture that we're going to do is a wide-legged, seated wide-leg forward fold. So bring the legs out wide. And from here, press the hands into the mat, lengthen through that spine. You have a couple options here. You can grab those peace fingers again, grabbing the big toes, and slowly start to pull your chest forward, okay? Or, if that feels a little too intense, you can just place the hands in front of you and slowly walk the arms down, relaxing through the crown of the head. You know, so see what works for you, and maybe it's going to be a combination. Maybe you'll start with one, move into the other. We're going to take a couple breaths here. Strong engagement of the core, gently pulling the feet, and always breathing. Nice and slow breaths. 3 more. Again, see what works for you, because once we hold these postures a little bit longer, then it's okay to adjust and kind of find that depth within the posture. But always checking into where there's tension. So if you're sitting here and you're kind of tensing up through the shoulders, see what you can relax around it. See how you can send the breath. A couple more deep breaths here. Alrighty. When you're ready, you can hang out there longer, but nice and slow. Just start to bring the legs back together. Perfect, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. So that was just a short little clip on, releasing the hamstrings. But if you have requests or suggestions for the next show, then let me know. Leave me some comments. And until I see you guys again, thank you very much. Namaste.